We are happy to issue today's statement entitled "The Buck Stops With You," President William Ruto. But before I do read this statement, our colleague Honorable Eugene Wamala is in Western Kenya, actually waiting for us on that side for New Year festivities in Trans Nzoia and Kakamega counties. But we are happy to welcome the leadership here. Our brother Jeremiah is here with us, and the leadership, minority leadership in the Senate, Senator Wambua here, and also minority leadership in the National Assembly, Mheshimiwa Robert Mbui, ranking members like member for Matungulu, and other friends who are here. Senator Manzo is also here, and Speaker Kitui County is here. Mzee Nyambane always representing the Abagusi business and professional communities and other friends. We thank you. Fellow Kenyans, let me take this opportunity to extend our sincere greetings to you wherever you are, in our nation or indeed abroad. We wish you peace and abundance as we transition from the year 2024 to 2025 in the next 24 hours. We also take this opportunity to convey our condolences to the people of America following the passing on of the 39th US President, Jimmy Carter. President Carter will be remembered for his efforts to promote human rights and resolve conflicts around the world, leading to the awarding of the Nobel Peace Prize in 2002. President Carter's selfless leadership inspired many generations. We too express our sympathies and extend our condolences to the peoples of South Korea, Azerbaijan, following the tragic plane crashes. Fellow Kenyans, 2024 will be remembered as a very difficult and painful season. The year, and in particular June 25th, will also be recognized as a year young Kenyans impeached Parliament and brought to life the articles of the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya. It will be recalled that in June, Kenyan youth, Gen Zs, and millennials set aside their laptops and armchairs to occupy our Republic cities, towns, and streets in unprecedented numbers. They armed themselves with phones, water bottles, and our Republic's flag to oppose the William Ruto's regime's arrogance and intransigence, typified by the unfavorable, invasive, and irredeemable Finance Bill 2024. How did this so-called Kenya Kwanza government respond to their cries? They clobbered our Gen Zs and millennials with open abandon. They unleashed torrents of tear gas canisters into unarmed crowds of peaceful protesters. Shockingly, they fired indiscriminately live bullets into the crowd of non-violent demonstrators, killing one too many of our law-abiding youth and injuring far too many. Kenyans will remember the first to fall was Rex Masai. Up to date, not one security agent has been charged with these heinous and illegal atrocities against humanity. And in the case of Rex Masai, you'll have noticed an attempt at an inquest. An inquest is not a criminal proceeding. It is just an inquest, a way of trying to make it easy for the culprits to escape. To compound this brazen criminality, the Ruto regime embarked with shocking familiarity the practice of abducting our youth just because they expressed their opinion, drew pictures, created artwork widely shared on social media that Mr. Ruto did not like. This terrible practice of abduction by hooded brutes is reminiscent of the dreaded Adolf Hitler's Nazi militias. Up to date, and given that none of these balaclava-wearing gangsters captured clearly on CCTV have been arrested, there can only be one conclusion. They received the instructions directly from State House Nairobi. Let us not pretend about this. What is clear, no matter the type of whitewashing, chest thumping, and sugarcoating Mr. Ruto's misguided social media gang attempts to do by sponsoring all manner of hashtags, is that Mr. William Ruto is the chief commander of the abduction squad. We demand that all 82 youth who have been abducted in the last 3 months be released and returned to their families immediately. Some have actually been abducted as recently as yesterday. We also demand that all 29 missing youth whose whereabouts are unaccounted for be accounted for forthwith. If any of them will have been killed, the blame will be squarely on Kenya Kwanza regime. We also call on our international partners to note these serious crimes against humanity being perpetuated by Kenya Kwanza regime and to add their voice of condemnation. Fellow Kenyans, it is preposterous that thousands of Kenyans are today unrepresented in Parliament and at the county assemblies because of an individual's vested interest in the 2027 elections, which he wishes to manipulate through a user-friendly Independent Electoral Boundaries Commission, IEBC. Mr. Ruto's proxy, Augustine Muli, has delayed the IEBC selection panel process, knowing full well that it does not meet the criteria on any and all levels, and the matter was pronounced by a competent judge of the High Court. This long, drawn-out and unnecessary process can, however, be curtailed as our republic is bigger than one man. We therefore say in a loud and clear voice, Mr. Ruto, do the honorable thing and instruct your proxy to withdraw his court cases at the Court of Appeal. Let me, however, take this opportunity to assure Kenyans that they are not alone. While we have lost 2 precious years under this KK dictatorship, 2025 will not follow a similar path. But do you recall that I said at this podium, the next election, whenever that will be, was going to be won in 2024. As Kenyans celebrate Christmas and welcome the New Year, remember those reflections? The outcome of the next elections is already determined. And I'm no prophet, but I said that. Even then, the Gen Zs are not come out to the streets. Well, I just want to go back one paragraph that 2025 will not follow a similar path. We will not allow it. As a people's loyal position for now, we will lead in mobilizing of all progressive and democratic entities in the country to resist the Ruto autocracy. Kenya Kwanza regime must respect the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya or vacate office if they are unable to comply. Equally, we reject the silencing of Kenyans through fear. We will lead the fight against the culture of fear that Ruto and his blood-based government are trying to sell to the nation. We also loudly reject Mr. Ruto's sinister schemes of silencing of alternative voices and the opposition through buying them into blood-based regime. To those who have been bought, know this: you have betrayed the people of Kenya. Finally, for now, we are sending a warning shot to the Kenya Kwanza regime on oppressive taxation, corruption, wastage in government, and on the dysfunctional Shah-Shif disaster. Listen to the voices of the people on these matters. We are telling you to listen to the teachers of this country, to our university lecturers, and to the farmers. Listen to the industrialists and the employers, and listen to the ordinary man in the street. Listen to the common Kenyan whom you once referred to as a hustler. Listen to Mama Mboga, to Boda Boda, and to Beba Beba. The new year, 2025, will be different. This is our promise to Kenyans and to you, Mr. President William Ruto. On a different note, I wish to thank Honorable Zain Abubakar, I don't know whether he's here, for accepting to lead my presidential secretariat for the last 6 months. He's been on duty, actually. His rich and prolific academic background, combined with years of activism, has already enriched our growing people's team. In the coming months, we will be unveiling more members of the team determined to rid this country of dictatorship and return us to constitutional democracy. I propose that Mr. Philip Kisia be appointed as the new Executive Director of the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Coalition Party to take over from Honorable Raphael Tuju. Mr. Kisia's extensive experience in public service, private sector leadership, and community engagement makes him uniquely qualified to lead Azimio's secretariat as it transitions to an all-inclusive and progressive coalition. We shall obviously be unveiling our new coalition early in the new year. Thank you and happy 2025. May God continue to bless our country, Kenya. Asanteni sana. Within my province to nominate our brother Abakar Zain, but Azimio la Umoja Kenya, One Kenya, as it stands today, as his presidential candidate. Well, indeed, we had a presidential candidate, Agwambo, and because we continue to wish him well as he pursues this ambition of becoming the next chair of the AU Commission, the chair of Azimio Coalition is former President Uhuru Kenyatta, and we understand our brother Uhuru's wish to remain above these things. We respect that. And so we are taking charge in the next year. God bless you. Maybe our brother Jeremiah may want to add something, and if there are questions, then we can. We are happy to issue today's statement entitled "The Buck Stops With You."